Feeling myself, yeah, I'm feeling myself. Feeling myself, yeah, I'm feeling myself. It feel like I want a champion belt. I feel like I want a champion belt. Feeling myself while I'm counting the wealth. Feeling myself while I'm counting.
Hey, what's up? It's Sharp B, the Sharp B channel. I'm back just to do a video really quick because I felt inspired to do it. So I'm doing it. Here's my friend, Mr. Friendly. He's joining me today on this wonderful journey. And my video today is just, hopefully not too long, but it's just talking about, where people are right now, where relationships are right now. And I'm starting to see that, there is a shortage of people wanting to date or wanting to be in a relationship at this point. Why are we seeing this decrease in people wanting to be with somebody? Well, I'm going to tell you this. The reason is because right now we're living in a world or a society where people are more wanting to have their peace, their space, and they're not going to give up their freedoms or their peace or, for people that are toxic, dangerous. I mean, we live in a world that has been distinguished as scary and worrisome and toxic. So now people are saying that they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in relationships anymore. I'd rather, work really hard, have my own place, have my own spot, have my own peace, because I don't want to deal with nobody's toxic family. I don't want to deal with nobody's toxic behaviors, mental issues, because this is what is actually happening right now. People have more anxiety. I mean, people are being diagnosed with anxiety, depression more than ever because of how this world is going and how things are just being set up. And we don't have trust for one another anymore. We don't trust each other. We don't want to sit around each other too long. We don't really want to even get to know each other too much because of the fear of being disappointed. And that's where it leads to, a fear of disappointment. So what do we do? How do we get over this little hump right here? Because the world needs love. The world needs trust. We need these things to continue to have this good balance. But if we're not going to trust and we're not going to love and we're not going to put ourselves out there to be vulnerable, then we're going to lack these things and people are just going to be in their homes alone and wanting love, wanting to be respected, wanting to be trusted, but just afraid because of how things are going. So I just see it like this, I really, I work hard for my peace too. I don't want to give up my peace either for some toxic situation. But I understand at the same time, there's a whole bunch of people that aren't toxic, that are trustworthy, that are honest, and that are out there. But it is going to be, probably a challenge to find those types of people. But to just give up and say, I'm going to give up everything and be by myself because of how this world is going right now, that's just not, I just don't know why we would want to make that our final option, to just start being by ourselves. I mean, it's nice to have like the spontaneous interactions. You get to see somebody and then you leave. You have sex and you leave. And the reason for it is because the fear of rejection, the fear of not feeling adequate, and just not, being disappointed. Because you don't want to put yourself out there and get disappointed because, this person, you think they're going to hurt you, or at the end of the day, it's about communication. It's about communication. It's being able to speak what you're wanting. A lot of people that's doing these one night stands types of deals really don't want to do that, but they're so afraid to be disappointed. They're so afraid to get rejected that this is the norm. This is okay, because by doing it like this, I don't have to be subject to getting my feelings hurt. I don't have to be subject to having a conversation or communicating with somebody. I can just get what I want and move on and be by myself and live my happy life that you think is happy, because it's really not. At the end of the day, everybody wants to be loved and cherished and hugged and cuddled up. But the reason we don't want it is because we feel like the person's dishonest. They're not really honest with it. Just think about it. Think about it real quick. If you could have somebody that was honest, trustworthy, and loving, and they for real was there for you, hugging you, holding you, and it was in true love, and it wasn't no strings attached, and it wasn't fake, you more than likely would want that. But the reason people say they don't want that, they don't want to be hugged up, they don't want nobody touching them, is because they feel like this person's not honest and this person's not being respectful to them. And they think they're playing games and there's strings attached, and there's going to be some drama or some toxic stuff that's going to happen afterwards. And that aftermath is what we're afraid of. So we don't want to be hugged. We don't want to be touched. We don't want those long-lasting interactions, because we're going to get disappointed because this person's probably fake. This person ain't real. Like, they can't feel this way about me. And another thing is, you just don't feel like that about yourself. You don't have any love for yourself. There is no self-love, because you don't respect yourself enough to think or believe that you deserve to be treated that way. So now you have a problem too. You got a mental problem, because now you don't feel adequate, like you're adequate enough to be loved or to be held or to be treated in that manner. That's your personal problem at that point. And it's one or the other. It's either you have a mental problem where you feel like, I don't have self-love, I don't deserve it. Or it's just that you're afraid of the commitment, and you think somebody's playing you, and you think somebody's got something up under their sleeve, and that people aren't genuine. And you know what? They're not. When they talked about true love when I was a kid, true love is genuine. I thought true love, that you could love anybody at any time. Like, that's easy. Like, what's the problem? But it's genuine because you only find it in certain types of people. Only certain types of people hold genuine love, or genuinely trustworthy, or genuinely somebody that you can actually talk to, because you can't talk to everybody. Right now, we're at a part in our life where people are just mentally shut off from communicating. People are not able to communicate properly. And then some people have the fear of feeling so bad about themselves that they don't want to talk about being sad or being down or being vulnerable. They're so afraid of that. Like, why? Why are you scared to talk about your vulnerability? What's wrong? What's the problem? Why is it scary? Say it. Okay, I'm insecure. I don't love myself. I mean, we see it. I mean, people see it. We could tell. I mean, anybody like me. I know if you don't love yourself or not. I could tell by the situations you put yourself in, the people you deal with, the people you carry conversations with, the people you roll with, the things that you put yourself through, the consequences and risks that you take. We could tell you don't love yourself. It's obvious to someone like me. And a lot of people that I meet, they're just afraid. They're afraid to, give love, and they don't know how to love. They don't know how to communicate, because maybe they had parents that just beat their ass instead of really had a conversation. That's why when y'all parents, if y'all want to be a parent, you need to have a conversation with these little people. They're just not, they're very intelligent. They're not dumb. You don't have to talk to them, bye. You can talk to them. Like, I talk to my kids like they was a regular, understanding adult. I didn't talk to them like babies. And that's why now they can clearly understand and articulate and have some intelligence and ask questions, because they weren't talked to like that. There were times, and I still do it, like, boo-boo, but that's just playing. When we really serious, I mean, you can't be talking to these people like they stupid. I mean, when you're a parent, you boost confidence, you boost trust, you boost this love, and have that, because you are pretty much the center of this person and their creation of what they're going to be. And then, they're going to go off. Either they're going to have the level of success with this, or they're going to have to learn it later, because you didn't know how to give it, and you shouldn't have never been a parent. Some people don't y'all don't need to be no parent If your mental's fucked up, you suicidal and crazy, you don't need to be no parent. You're just going to bring that on to these people. If you're struggling financially, you don't need to be no parent, because now you bringing that financial struggle to your child. If you can't afford a baby bouncer, a baby bed and all this stuff, and diapers and food and stuff, you don't need no kids. If it's going to make you and put you in a deficit of struggle and poor and can't get nowhere and can't drive, then you don't need no kids. Stop bringing these people like this, because we have enough fucked up people that's mentally fucked up because of the childhood of being brought into poverty and financial strike and all this bullshit. And if I know what I know now, I would definitely wouldn't have had no kids, because I was on welfare. If you got to go on welfare and get food stamps and Section 8, you don't need no kids. Those are things that, like, I see it like this. If you were successful at one point, you got a degree and you lost your job, your company shut down. Okay, now you probably do need to get on welfare or food stamps or Section 8 temporarily to build yourself up. But eventually, you're going to get back to that level, and then you're going to get back to being where you need to be. But it's not to sit on and just live on, and this is just the system, and this is how it's going to go. That's not how it works. That's not what it was for. It's not designed that way. Well, it actually was. But we need to change the way it was designed and say, okay, when we fall on hard times, we use that stuff. Your husband passed away. Your husband died. He's no longer, not because he's cheating with Shelly down the street and I had to break up the family because he's stupid, but real reasons why we actually are using and utilizing these things. But to bring people up on this just because you lazy, a lot of y'all just on welfare and don't ever want to get a job and go to school. Y'all just sitting on it like, hey, 5 years, sit on my ass. No, why you got that? For 5 years, you need to be going to school. You can have a bachelor's degree by now. By the time it's time to get off the shit, then this is what I did. I was on welfare. I got my degree while I was on it, because it's the best time, because you can go to school. You ain't got to worry about no job full time. You ain't got that problem. When I got my bachelor's degree, I was going to school and working a 10-hour job. That's hard. So to make it easy for yourself, while you're sitting on your ass anyway, go and get, a degree of some sort, a piece of paper that this United States needs you to have to make $10 and be successful. And just, and then always have somebody to help you. That nigga that gave you that baby, he needs to be helping too. He needs to have some type of mentality to help. He can't just sit there and just give babies and sit on his ass. And he's got all these kids. And for y'all females that had kids with all these niggas that got mass kids, you already know what the deal is. He ain't taking care of that one neither. Yours is cute, just like all the other ones was cute. But we live in this struggle life, feeling like this is how it goes, and it's not. We just need to communicate better. We need to trust each other more. We need to have a little bit more love. And we're the ones that create this. You can do it on your own. Every person has the ability to love and create and communicate and start being more vulnerable and putting themselves out there so that, we can start working together again. Because right now we're working against each other because we don't trust each other. So everybody's in their own little pod, in their own little house, single, because they don't want to deal with the toxic person that they think might try to kill them and something. Because we live in a world like that right now. People are mentally fucked up. Instead of having a communication, go get a therapist. You can do different things to get your mentality together. You don't got to be on drugs and medication. And I was just talking to my psychiatrist. She wanted to put me on drugs for anxiety. And I told her, anxiety is a mental disorder. There's a mental dysfunction in the brain of things not shutting off or transmitted correctly. What's a drug going to do? Anxiety medicine is just like weed. Anxiety medicine is just like cocaine. Some people use cocaine and take weed so that they can function in this world. And people take anxiety medicine so they can function in this world. One's just getting high and the other one's not. Are you jealous? Are you jealous because they're getting an euphoric attack from it and you ain't? It's the same thing. It's a drug. You're not functioning according to yourself. You have to take that to function properly. So what's the difference between smoking weed and taking an anxiety pill? They're both drugs that alter the brain temporarily, and then it goes back to the regular brain. I don't see the difference. So when you want to fight something mentally, you have to fight it mentally. There are certain steps that you must take mentally, mental knowledge, mental intelligence that you need to find to be able to battle these things and not take drugs, because drugs is temporary. They're not cures for the true problem. And that's what I had told her. But she said, oh, well, those are controlled substances, and these, I don't give two shits. So, oh, a man put the word controlled in front of it, that's what makes it different, because these people getting high and these people ain't. It's still a drug. It's still altering your brain temporarily. It's a temporary fix. It's not something that's a cure to the problem. So if we want to cure anxiety, well, maybe we need to make it a little bit more comfortable for one another. Maybe we need to be more trusting in ourselves and be a more trusting person so we can cause trust with other people. Maybe we need to be more honest with ourselves and tell ourselves the truth and be honest and walk in an honest light so that we can have other people trust us. Maybe that could be it. Why can't we just do that? Why we got to take drugs for it? Y'all need to get more on a higher intelligent level. For real. It's not that hard. Just change yourself and we can change everybody. Everybody can change around us. If you start off putting trust and honesty in yourself, then you can create that same pattern. We start doing it together. Then we can start trusting and being honest with one another. And we ain't got to worry about shit up sleeves and shit. And people doing something tricky and toxic. Just get real with yourself. I love my shirt. Love yourself. Number 1, don't lie to your damn self. Trust who you are. Be comfortable with yourself. Communicate with yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk things out. We create what happens in our lives. We do. And then the laws of physics and the laws of universal law and all those things then combat what the decisions we make. When y'all talk about, well, Jesus did this, Jesus did that, well, why did he do it? Why did he not eat cake and he ate tomatoes or apples and oranges? Why did he eat healthier? Why did he have a healthier relationship with healthier foods than we do now? Why are we obese? Because people, and he decided to make better decisions. He knows that if you eat too much yeast and processed food, it's going to destroy your life. But when you eat of the earth that's here, then you're going to have a better life, because this is what you're supposed to eat. This is what we're all made from. Eat what you're made from and you'll be fine. It's all about chemical universe. Think about why Jesus did what he was doing. Not just following blindly. I'm just going to follow Jesus because he did it. No, why did he do it though? Because at the end of the day, he created his own life and you need to create yours. He was an example for you to follow, to do the right thing, so that you don't be in all this shit. So you can have a more intelligent mindset. An example, and me and other people like me, we're just like Jesus's. We all were spirits at one time, and we all came down in the flesh to teach y'all something, to teach human beings how to be different and how to live. We're all here for that. Now, there's some people down here that ain't human that's walking around, and people probably don't believe that, but that's your belief. But there's reptilians. That's all that shit's real. They walking, and they up here encouraging you to do some dumb shit that ain't, like I said, y'all talk about Jesus and he's 100% love. I don't feel like if Jesus was 100% love, you wouldn't be going through the shit you're going through. Why the fuck you getting fucked up, beat up, and going through shit? That's you and your decisions to go through that, because you don't want to leave this fucked up person alone. You don't want to filter him out your life. Jesus ain't got nothing to do with that. He ain't teaching you no lesson. That's you. You teaching your own damn self. You can leave if you want. Ain't nobody stopping you. You stopping yourself. I need y'all to start taking accountability. Y'all ain't taking accountability for what you're doing. Oh Lord, why would Jesus? Jesus ain't did shit. You did that. Because I know if I'm a person of 100% love, I'm not going to put you through that. If I saw you going through that, I'm going to take you out. We're going to move to Memphis somewhere. You're going to get rid of that nigga or that female. We're going to take you out of the situation. We're going to rename you. We're going to put you somewhere else and make your life better. That's what 100% love going to do. So if you saying Jesus is 100% love, then why the fuck he ain't do that then? And then some of y'all, oh, Jesus tough love. He make you learn through, which one is he? At the end of the day, it's just you. Take accountability for your dumb shit. Ain't nobody making you go through nothing. You putting these trials and things because you decided to be ignorant and don't want to use your intelligence to help yourself. And you don't love yourself. That's what the problem is. You doing that to your damn self. You got to understand cause and effect. When a person is fucked up, they fucked up and they're not going to change their fucked upness. It's just not going to happen. They have to really rehabilitate themselves to stop being fucked up. And how long are you waiting for that? Y'all don't even want to go get a degree that take only 4 years, but you will stay with this nigga for 10. It's your choice. And nobody making you struggle. You don't have to struggle. And I said that, I don't know how many times. You don't have to struggle. You struggle because you want to. You're doing it to yourself. Make better decisions. Live intelligently. Cause and effect, universal law, physics, all this stuff is all in play. Karma, you do this, consequences, you do that, pros and cons, write out your list, and you'll be fine. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to get your ass whooped. You don't got to get beat up. You don't have to not have a job. I mean, it's up to you if you want something. And it's how much energy you're willing to put towards it to have it. Some people going to put 10 years energy. Just like if you wanted to join the police academy. You go through the fucking police academy, you fill out the paperwork, you get your badge, you get all that shit. Now, if you don't want to do that, you're going to fail and you're not going to go. You don't need to have a gene inside you to have to see the future and past and shit. You can see that shit yourself if you just open up your damn eyes. If you don't change, your situation is going to still be the same tomorrow. You have to change today to make a change tomorrow. You've got to do something different today to make it different tomorrow. Jesus ain't got shit to do with this. This is you. Take accountability for your damn self. You're going through what you're going through because of you. Now stop blaming somebody and start taking accountability and responsibility for yourself. And if us people want to start getting back in relationships and we want to start doing stuff, we need to start loving, communicating, and being more vulnerable a little bit. And trusting ourselves and loving who we are. And accepting ourselves for who we are. That's it. And stop doing this bullshit. People hungry, all this shit, that's because we got some fucking bloodline motherfuckers in charge. They causing this shit. Just stop doing it and then everything will stop. That's all you gotta do. But are they gonna stop? No. Are we gonna do anything? No. So okay, it's gonna happen. So fuck it. But while you in your own house, you can control your own life and you can control your own peace. I'm very vulnerable. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I can communicate my fears, my weaknesses, my successes, my triumphs. Know who you are and you can have better relationships. But I can't get in a relationship because too many motherfuckers is too scared. So that's why we got the shortage. The fear of rejection. The fear of not feeling adequate. I'm out. Y'all take care. Start taking accountability and responsibility for yourself. Ain't no Jesus doing nothing. You caused that shit. You need to be more open to communication. And we all need to work on trusting ourselves and trusting who we are so that we can cure this anxiety shit that we haven't, that somebody's got something up under their sleeve and we can't trust them. We can't sleep next to nobody because they're crazy. Stop being crazy person next to me. Have some self-love. Have respect for yourself and take accountability. Peace out. Bye.